tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Antonio Brown, the owner of the Albany Empire of the Arena Football League. Now, ever since we heard that Antonio Brown was the owner of this Arena football team, there's been a whole bunch of controversy, guys. Now, there was actually players that actually quit. The head coach ended up quitting too because Antonio Brown wasn't paying them on time. I mean, this is a bad look for Antonio Brown. They ended up getting another coach. I believe it was actually the old coach. And then they actually replaced some other players. Then Antonio Brown said something like he wasn't really the owner. And then he said he wasn't a citizen or something like that. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, Antonio Brown now has been kicked out of the Arena Football League. And it's not just Antonio Brown. The whole entire team, guys. Why? Because Antonio Brown has not been paying his bills. Look at this. On the spun, breaking, Antonio Brown's team kicked out of Arena Football League. This is big, guys. This just dropped probably about 20 minutes ago. Antonio Brown's Albany Empire team has been kicked out of the National Arena League. The decision came after an emergency conference call where owners unanimously decided to terminate Brown's team because of the Empire's, quote, failure to pay the league mandated and overdue assessments. So he wasn't paying his bills. I mean, league mandated, he knew that he actually had to pay these assessments and never paid it. Now, this should not be a shocker considering, you know, that players couldn't even get paid on time. Wow. The NAL issued an official press release Thursday, and this is what they said. After exhausting all avenues, the NAL Board of Owners have decided to unanimously to terminate the membership agreement of the Albany Empire. The decision was reached after an emergency conference call of the members in good standing to discuss the Empire's failure to pay their league-mandated and overdue assessments. I wonder how far behind they actually were. I really don't know. Each team is responsible to pay for 1/7 of the league's operating budget via monthly assessments. So this was on a monthly basis right here, starting in April. The Empire's owner, Antonio Brown, was also fined $1,000 for conduct detrimental to the league for his recent public comments. Mr. Brown refused to pay that fine. So right here, guys, the statement from the Arena Football League, that should say that Antonio Brown is the owner. That's saying it right there. He was fined. He didn't even pay the $1,000 fine. Boy, this decision comes just hours after Brown announced his intentions to play for his team this upcoming Saturday. They ain't playing now. During a post-practice press conference on Thursday, the former All-Pro wide receiver bragged about saving the Empire by paying $1.5 million in workers' comp to the state of New York. Now, I believe Antonio Brown was actually supposed to play for the team weeks back, and he never played. Remember, also, he's actually trying to get Cam Newton to come out there and play. Man, Antonio Brown is a complete disaster, man. A complete disaster. I just don't understand Antonio Brown, man. He's pretty much alienated, you know, the NFL. I don't think any team wants him. He goes out there, runs the Albany Empire, and runs them into the ground. They're not paying their bills, and therefore they just got kicked out of the Arena Football League. Amazing, guys. Amazing. The league gave Brown until noon this afternoon to make the team's outstanding payments. Brown obviously failed to meet this deadline, of course. Quote, the league will be adjusting the rest of the 2023 regular season schedule and will announce the updated schedule in the near future, the NAL concluded. We want to thank all of our fans for their continued support. So there you have it, guys. What a terrible look for Antonio Brown. He has destroyed all of the players, the fans for the Albany Empire, I don't know how many there actually were, because he wasn't paying the bills. League mandated. This wasn't an electricity bill. This had to do all with the operating costs of the league. And Antonio Brown, I guess just said, the hell with it. I ain't paying nothing. And then they fined him and he refused to pay that as well. Just $1,000 for that. Now, I don't know the financial situation of Antonio Brown, but I know during his NFL career, he made a whole bunch of money. Now, what he actually did with that money, I don't know. How much did he actually pay to own the Albany Empire? I have no idea either. I mean, this is a disaster. This is an horrific look for Antonio Brown. Man, this is a disaster, man. I was absolutely shocked when I saw this. I was like, man, it's that bad. But the writing was on the wall when we found out that at least five players, quit. The whole team didn't get paid on time. I believe they got paid like a few days later. And then the coach said, enough of this. I'm out of here. I quit. Then other players actually quit. The writing was on the wall for this to happen here. But even I didn't even anticipate that Antonio Brown would actually get his whole team kicked out of the NAL. The whole entire team. His franchise is no more. No more. Because he didn't pay these assessments. Didn't pay a fine. And he is the owner because they said the owner, Antonio Brown. So he is definitely the owner. End of story right there, man. Man, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys make of Antonio Brown having his team kicked out of the Arena Football League? I mean, what's Antonio Brown's next move? What is he going to do? Because obviously he is a bad, terrible businessman. He just sunk all his money, whatever he had left, into this franchise. And now this team has nowhere to go. They're not a part of the NAL anymore because Antonio Brown did this. Something is definitely wrong with Antonio Brown, man. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Sports 2 fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.